Some folk like to call it frigging, fornicating, jigger-jigging, hide the sausage, slap and tickle, or a lay. Shafting, shagging, screwing, humping, rumpy, pumpy, pumpy, pumping, banging, bonking, Roger in your end away.
That little snippet of music you heard at the start of the video, which probably means I won't be able to monetize it, and whoever has the rights to that music will be earning the tuppence I earn from this video. Good luck to them. But I had to give you an example of some of the filth you can buy on CD these days. Anyway, that little snippet was taken from a song called Sexual Happening, and it's from this fantastic musical Spend, 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 starring Barbara Dickson. Now, you'll realise why I'm telling you about this in this short video in a minute, but also, rather spookily, the chappie that wrote this, the music, etc., has just died, according to Barbara Dickson, although at the time of making this video I can't find any other evidence on the internet at all that this chap has died. Steve Brown is the name of the chap. I did look up Steve Brown and death, and I did get someone involved in the music industry, but he died in 2016, so I can't find the Steve Brown I'm talking about, who's not pictured here. But anyway, I believe he wrote, well, book and lyrics by Steve Brown and Justin Green. Music, it was music by Steve Brown. So Steve Brown wrote the music, and that was Barbara singing about her sexual happening. So it's odd that today I should receive a book about Viv Nicholson. Now, if you don't know who Viv Nicholson is, and a lot of you, especially if you're not in the UK and if you're not of a certain age, and I have to say it is a bit before my time, I'm not that old, but I do know of Viv Nicholson, and her most famous line was, "I'm going to spend, spend, spend." Let me just, there's a picture I wanted to show you actually. Back in the day, to win a lot of money, I mean nowadays people try and win money on the lottery, don't they? But we had the football pools, where I didn't know much about the pools, but you had to sort of guess the results of various football games. And if you managed to match enough of the draws or whatever it was, you could win a lot of money. So to get the jackpot, you have to match them all. So back in 1961, it wasn't Viv herself, it was her husband at the time, who is pictured, I don't know if I can't quite see it, he's pictured there. Viv is in the middle. There is Bruce Forsyth, because he gave them the cheque from Littlewood's Pools. And that's her husband. I think he is called Keith. So in 1961, it was Keith. Keith, Viv's then husband, won £152,319, which is now equivalent to around, well, over £4 million. So that's the equivalent it would be if they won that amount of money now. So £4 million basically in 1961. A huge amount of money from people from a very humble background. And when somebody is not used to managing their money, spending the last pound on beer and stuff, because why not? When they get a lot of money, it doesn't always end well. We often see nowadays lottery winners who win a huge amount of money. There's been a few cases where they've just blown it on drink, drugs and expensive cars that they've crashed. There's a famous-ish one. I can't remember his name. He used to wear gold chains. He just blew it. He won a lot of money on the National Lottery and, you know, blew it quite quickly. So Viv did a similar thing. She made a few investments, not wise, but they did spend, spend, spend. And that was the thing when she was asked, what are you going to do with the money? Spend, spend, spend. And there's a really good song in this called Spend, 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 where she's just, you know, she can now have everything she ever desired, from very humble background, from sort of scrimping and saving to just buy something nice, some little thing, and just not knowing where the next meal's coming from, to having all the money she could possibly want. Obviously, she went nuts. And she lived in, I think she was from Castleford. Let me just check. Should have really read up. I might be correct. Yes, I am correct. I didn't even have to check. She lived in Castleford in Yorkshire, near Wakefield. Daughter of a coal miner who apparently wasn't very nice, her father. So they got all this money, spent a lot. They moved to what they considered to be posh at the time, a place called Garforth near Leeds, and there was a song called Garforth in this. If you can get hold of this still, if you like musicals, it's a super musical. It tells the story of Viv Nicholson in a musical. I wish I'd seen this because Barbara Dixon was in the first musical. I think it was in Leeds, the premiere of it. And Barbara Dixon plays the older Viv Nicholson, and a younger singer-actress played the young Viv. I can't remember the younger actress's name, but if you've ever seen Happy Valley, she played a policewoman in Happy Valley who wasn't too pally. No, it wasn't Happy Valley. I'm getting me West Yorkshire stuff mixed up. It wasn't. It was. She might have been in Happy Valley as well, but she was in Last Tango in Halifax, and she played a young blonde policewoman who ended up going out with the bloke who used to go out with the woman in it, who shot her previous, who let her previous husband die in a barn. You'll know who I'm talking about. Anyway, she's got a beautiful singing voice. You know, she plays Viv, younger Viv in this. This video's not going too well. And there's a beautiful song that's a duet with Barbara and old Viv and young Viv, and it's called Who's Gonna Love Me, and it's after Keith, Viv's husband, dies in a car crash. So she had husbands die in car crashes. The first husband, one husband died of an overdose, and it's a tragic story, but I suggest you read up about Viv Nicholson. There was a play done in the 70s starring, I can't remember the actress who played Viv, but the actor who played her husband, who I used to have a huge crush on back in the day, and that's called John Dutine. And I think the play is called Spend, Spend, Spend. That might be on YouTube to watch, and that's like a good overview of what happened when Keith won all the money, and obviously Viv helped him spend it. So it's a tragic tale of what happens when you get everything you ever wanted. The reason I'm talking about Spend, Spend, Spend and Viv Nicholson is because this very morning I received this book for my Amazon wish list, and I'll be thanking the very kind person at the end of the video and reading out her gift note. So this is a memoir, You Don't Know Viv, The Vivian Nicholson Story, 1936 to 2015, by Howard Nicholson, who is one of Viv's children. So I'll just read the blurb at the back for you. Despite more than 5 decades past, Viv Nicholson winning the pools and her immortal catchphrase, I'm going to spend, 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 is locked into everyone's cultural memories. But while most know of her fortune won and lost, few recall that she was tragically widowed at the age of 27, married 5 times, and gained and lost another sizable sum of money, all before she hit 45. And the remainder of her life was no less dramatic. Viv's tale became a movie and a musical, resulting in another fortune won and lost. She suffered a difficult battle with drink, more than one attempt at suicide, and finally experienced recovery and salvation from the most unexpected of sources. For Viv, telling the full story was crucial. Her journey to finding a redemptive peace within herself and with her family was a revelation that she felt compelled to relate. And with her permission, I've taken the task of finishing my mum's work. Told from my perspective and with contributions from other members of Viv's family, You Don't Know Viv completes the unforgettable story of a lass from Cass and ensures that the true events of her extraordinary life will never be forgotten. fantastic. So I'm really going to enjoy reading that book. And I suggest, if you don't know about Viv, or you have recollections of Viv Nicholson from your past, if you're around my age, you should know who Viv Nicholson is. I think it's well worth getting this book. I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. Well worth seeking out, if you can still buy it, this musical featuring Barbara Dickson. And if you can see the play, I think it was a BBC play. I managed to get it on DVD. It was in a box set with some other plays. I think that is called Spend, Spend, Spend. But if you just like 60s history as well, it's a tragic story. But as I said, it's a moral tale to tell everyone. You know, everyone wants a lot of money. We always imagine winning the lottery. It's going to change our lives for the better. It's going to be fantastic, but that's not always going to be the case. So I need to thank the lady that bought me this book. So this is a gift from Jess in Somerset. I chose this as I liked the look of her. Thanks for sharing your life with us through your videos. It's like catching up with a friend, from Jess in Somerset. Oh, you soft bastard, Roger. So that's quite touching that Jess feels like that. And I know some of you watching do feel like that as well. I mean, I don't know you. Unless I do know you. I do know some people that watch this, but most of you I don't know. I've never met you. But I can't believe that people are interested in what I say and do. But it is, I don't know, it's very heartwarming to know that. And so I'm going to treasure this book. Thank you, Jess. I'm going to keep that. I can use that as my bookmark, can't I? So that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm not going to plug it often because I do feel a little bit awkward about having a wish list, but I've been watching some other channels on YouTube. Most of them have wish lists. I did it on my other channel for a bit, but I still have a bit, I'm not so comfortable with receiving gifts. But then, as I said, I've bought gifts for other people on their wish lists. And it's just, you know, if you like the content and you just want to give someone something back, because I don't ask you for donations or anything, then, you know, it's something some people like to do. So I've made a wish list. I've put a link below the video. There's various different bits. I've tried to sort of keep mostly everything, you know, reasonably priced. I might put one or two silly things on, but I don't expect anyone to buy those. But they're just sort of small things that, you know, I think I'd enjoy or need. You know, I'm not being frivolous with it. So, you know, if you want to be like Jess and just choose a little thing, if you want to, I don't expect anyone to. This was a very big surprise when it arrived today, because I've only just put the list up and I've never mentioned it. So Jess has obviously looked under a video and seen it. So thank you very much once again, Jess. Check out this book yourself if you want. It is available on Amazon. If you want to learn about the tragic tale of Viv Nicholson. So I'll be off. It's blowing a gale outside. I don't know if you've been able to hear it on the camera. It's a Saturday morning. We've got a bit of sunshine though, which is nice to see, but it's very windy. So maybe I think I should get out in this sunshine. I'll see what Mark's doing later on. I think he's doing some work downstairs, some homework for his job. So after that, I think we'll see about taking the dogs for a bit of a walk on the moor around here. So yeah, that'll be nice. So I had to make that video. This wasn't going to be my next video after the one I've just released. I was going to do the exercise thing, so that'll come after this. But I'm going to upload this today. And obviously, if you are kind enough to send me anything from the wish list, please write a gift note. You can do it anonymously if you like, but I would like to thank you personally. If I ever receive anything, I'll make a video and say, well, thanks for that. Might not be a separate video. It depends, you know. It might be included in another video. But because this is my first item, I thought I'd make a a separate video. Plus, I did want to just mention that the chap that wrote the music for Spend died. I think it was yesterday. Well, according to Barbara's Facebook, I think it was yesterday. So I thought it was a bit of a spooky coincidence that I should receive this book today. So, thanks for watching. Thank you very much again, Jess, for the lovely gift. And I'll see you all as soon as I can. Bye for now.